For Yom Kippur with the Western Wind Vocal.
10 a.m. We do have a special meeting today. We'll go ahead and do our call to order. Madam Clerk.
Mayor Shirley.
Here.
Commissioner Blanchard.
Here.
Commissioner Crawford.
Here.
Commissioner Hardy.
Here.
Commissioner Householder.
Here.
We'll go straight into administration. Mr. Gage.
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, we have good news as we have for your formal approval this morning an agreement with Salina County to share in the cost of the repair of the Grand Avenue Bridge. I won't get into a lot of the history. We've talked about that before, but briefly, the agreement provides the agreement on the structural bridge repair that actually started yesterday. That's why this is such a timely matter and why we asked for a special meeting. The cost of that portion is underbid and again has commenced, and that is $94,544.67. We had in the specifications that was agreed upon by Salina County additional deck repair and what would be an overlay type seal over the whole bridge. That doesn't work with this portion of the project, so we have an agreement that will still occur. Salina County will still need to do that as they aggregate with other projects other bridge projects they do, and to occur not later than December 31st, 2017. The estimated cost of that work from Salina County is $20,000, but even they admit that could vary significantly, and that's why aggregating with other projects is important. The city is in this agreement would participate on all aspects at 50% of the total cost of the repairs. One of the big things that we wanted to do is try to make sure that business activity was not disrupted. There's a good plan in place. Throughout pretty much all this project, a full single lane is to be opened and kept open for traffic, except if something happens that's unforeseen. The only time there's an exception to this is there is a foreseen situation when they replace what they consider to be the center beam, that they will not be able to keep a full lane open. They will try to keep a smaller, narrower lane open, but if they can't, there is an alternate route that's to be used in an emergency fashion for emergency responses, and also for that center beam situation. That's supposed to occur, is scheduled to occur on a Saturday. It's estimated to be the 21st, but if it doesn't hit that, it'd be on another Saturday, and they are required to provide 3 days notice to the businesses so that they can adjust to that, and that work would start at 8 o'clock. There was an issue with them starting earlier with interrupting a business, so that's why 8 o'clock was selected. This agreement provides city personnel having access to work with the Salina County and inspect the project just to make sure it conforms with plans and specs. If there's a disagreement, the city and county engineers will work on that and try to resolve it. If that doesn't work, there's a mediation. The city doesn't ever enter an arbitration, but mediation is a formal sit down and discuss, so we feel we're comfortable with that. Upon completion of this structural component, the city will be fully responsible for maintenance of the bridge. We have, since the 50s, taken on maintenance responsibility of the road itself, so this will formally provide us with maintenance responsibility of the bridge, except for that second aspect of the project. When that occurs, that will be Salina County's responsibility. And also, upon completion of this structural portion, the city would proceed with annexation of the west half of Grand Avenue Bridge and also the Grand Avenue roadway, following the statutory requirements, which requires the consent of the underlying property owners. So on the assumption that they concur to just provide permission for their property, which is under what is a roadway easement, and that's it, then we will do that. And we really don't expect that will be a concern, because most people don't want to be responsible for the liability of a roadway with others driving on it. So it's usually a pretty easy thing. Fiscal note is our portion is estimated to be, of all aspects of the projects, roughly $57,272.34 based on today's estimates. We know that future work could vary, so that could vary a little bit. And again, that's our 50% share. Don't see really any applicability with our strategic plan at this point, and so we have a couple options, three, I guess. One is adopt the resolution as provided. Another is to provide an alternate approach, and three is to take no action. In reality, there's really probably two options. Because due to the timing and the fact that it's under construction, the project has started today, it's really to approve the resolution and be a partner with this, or not to. And we do believe that Salina County's worked hard, and we've finally, it's taken a while, but we've come to consensus on all the important terms, and we can protect the businesses. So this does reflect the intent of the City Commission and the County Commission, and so we'd recommend alternate one. Be happy to take any questions.
Any questions for staff? Any questions from anyone out in the audience? All right,
I have a comment, not a question.
sure.
Dennis Lauber from the Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank city staff. They've been, as Jason alluded to, been very helpful through the process of making sure that the issue of access for the businesses that are impacted back there has been a paramount concern. The county's been at the table, and just everybody involved in that. That was our concern, was you do the project, how do we make sure that businesses back there are impacted? So the agreement before you today addresses that issue, and that was our prime concern. The one thing I did learn through this process that was disturbing was that somebody has driven over 90 miles an hour down that bridge recently. Not me. But found that to be interesting. But beyond that, in all seriousness, we just wanted to extend a thanks to everybody involved for working to protect the businesses back there so they can operate, especially on the weekend, especially during that closure.
How do you know someone drove 90 miles an hour over it?
Pardon?
How do you know someone drove 90 miles an hour
I
over
think
it?
he said 98, didn't he, or 95? Oh, don't act.
I have no idea.
I want
don't know how you get
details.
to 90 miles an hour there. And if you do, I don't know how
That's
you stop.
random.
You ever see Dukes of Hazzard?
I
You can
did.
do a lot. They put the strips up for traffic counting, and I
Right.
think, and somehow those were sequenced at ends of the bridge, and based on how long it took a car to hit here, a car to
Right,
hit
right.
there, they calculate someone's driving 95. I thought he said 95 miles an hour.
I don't.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
I can't question the calculations, but I don't know where you get to accelerate.
but
Let's see how that works.
well, you'd have to be
Sprint car.
eastbound there.
Yeah, or whatever you
I
call
would
That's
think.
crazy.
But anyway,
Maybe they're having drag races
I
out
saw
there.
that movie once, so it must be.
Must be
That's
true.
possible.
And I consider the speed limit on that road.
Is it maybe?
Yeah, maybe we better
Maybe.
check into that.
Well, that's a fun fact.
Well,
I'll
you
have
get
to
that
keep that in
sand
my
doing
back of my
98
head.
miles an hour, you're probably going to,
Yeah. Well, technically speaking, as a formality, we will need to address the speed limit. And it'll probably be something quite less than 90, of course. But we'll do that once the annexation.
we can put his toll on there and let him do
There you
90. Yeah.
I would concur with Mr. Lauber's comments about the priority to keep that road open, and that was a major focus of staff's concern is the impact to those businesses and the ability to keep that road open and keep a contingency open. And to that fact, I think, Mr. Frazier, your efforts in helping to secure an alternative route, should it be necessary, is also very much appreciated as well. So.
And I want to give a tip of the hat to Mike Montoya. Mike was extremely helpful in working with Mike Frazier and Barb and the others involved in that. So,
Fantastic.
And I would like to say that I'm thankful that the county and the city can come to an agreement on this issue, at least. I do remember, though, when this first came to us, that I remember that it said the proposal was that it would cost around $50,000, and it's now $94,000. So, but at least we did finally get an agreement.
Yes.
Any other comments?
We're getting receipts, right?
Itemized.
Just interesting. That was 50,000, that's 100. And maybe we didn't come to an agreement. Maybe we're just paying for it all.
I would go ahead and entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor, I move that we adopt resolution number 13-7031, approving a partnership agreement with Salina County for the joint funding of repairs to the Grand Avenue Bridge.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 5-1. Any
Aye.
other business?
I move to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Great.
That, my friends, is a record.